So now that you've computed the variable costs, now we need to look at the margin of contribution. And this can be different. I'm going to use a different template for different products. So for example, if you had only one product, that would be very simple. You'd get the total fixed costs that you've computed, enter it here, get the estimated total sales of that product that will be in a month, enter it here, and then divide the total fixed cost by total estimate of sales to get the margin of contribution. If you have multiple products, for example, you have 3 products, you would state the product, the market price, the projected sales in that quantity, and then you can compute the revenue each of these products is going to get. Then you'd have to add up that total revenue. For example, if product 1 gives us, or product A gives us $350 total revenue, when you multiply the market price plus the projected sales, we get $350. Product 2, let's say you have a total market price of $250 and you're hoping to sell 2 and you get $500. Same for product 3, you get the total revenue. So add up those revenue figures, you get $1,250. And then to get the percentage share or percentage contribution of each of the products, we'll divide the revenue by the total revenue from all the products. So you get $350 divided by 1,250, we get 0.28. Multiply that by 100, you get 28%. Do the same for the second product, you get 40%. Do the same for the third product, you get 32%. The 28%, 40%, and 32% are the percentage shares that they contribute to the revenues. And we are going to use these then to be able to compute the margin of contribution. So if we go along now, we will get total fixed costs, which remain the same, but then we'll add those percentages and get the contribution of each of these products. So let's say the total fixed costs are $300. So that's the uniform across. And then you have 28%, 40%, and 32%. So multiply each of these figures by the $300. So you get the contribution for product 1 or A becomes $84. The contribution for product 2 is $120. And the contribution for product 3 is $96. Finally, to compute the margin of contribution, we will input the contribution figures. If we go back, we had 84 for product 1, 120 and 96. We divide these figures by the projected sales for each of these products, and then we are able to get the margin of contribution per unit of each of these products sold. Let's look at an example. So let's say we have these 3 products. We have a pass, a necessary, and a shirt. And the market price, the pass is $40. The market price for a necessary is $5. And the market price for a shirt is $12. So if we project to sell 25 passes, then the revenue or what we plan to get from the pass is $1,000. We plan to get $250 from the necessary and $900 based on the projected sales. So that gives us a total of $2,150. And so we divide each of these by we get 1,000 divided by 2,500 times 100, we get 46%. 250 divided by 2,150, we get 12%. 900 divided by 2,150, we get 42%. So then we will go ahead now and use these percentages to find out the contribution to the fixed costs. So we come here. So we will go ahead and find out the contribution now of each product, each class of product to the fixed costs. So if the fixed costs are $300, the pass, so we multiply 300 by 46%, which we got from up here, we get $138. We multiply 12% by 300, we get $36. We multiply 42 by $300, we get $126. And then we use this information finally to compute the margin of contribution. So 138 divided by the 25 units of sale of projected sales, we get 5.52. Then 36 divided by 50, we got 0.72. And then 126 divided by 75, we get 1.68. So this is a clear example where we've computed the margin of contribution per product. So remember the factors we talked about. We talked about variable costs. We talked about margin of contribution. So we've computed those two.